In 2008, Call of Duty would change forever. No more were you just shooting noobs in multiplayer. No, you were playing
Oh, wait a second, then you can't say that.
Well, I can't say
Yeah, it's just not really good for YouTube policies and stuff like that.
fine. Zombies. Zombies was a bit of fresh air for the franchise, and it's the reason why many people, myself included, buy stupid Call of Duty every year. This side mode took a alternate history sci-fi take on World War II experiments gone wrong, and was absolutely horrifying for a 7-year-old. I remember hosting a sleepover, and me and my friend were playing Nukta and Toten. Granted, we were 7, and we shouldn't have been playing zombies at that age, but he was absolutely horrified, and the next day I had a phone call from his parents, calling my parents to say that I shouldn't have showed him this game, and he was absolutely horrified and had nightmares and everything like that. And it's kind of funny thinking about it now, but it's just a testament to how scary zombies actually was. Because the environments were dark, decrepit, abandoned buildings filled with the undead you could hear grunting off in the distance, and all of a sudden you'd turn around and suddenly there'd be a massive horde. It was just pure nightmare fuel. And every single map left players with more questions than they had answers for. Like, what is this writing on the wall? How am I getting guns made from thin air from a wall drawing? What is the mystery box? And what even is a ray gun? I mean, this is a laser gun in a World War II setting that, like, doesn't match. And speaking of the ray gun, I'm sure that 99% of friendships have ended over this weapon. We've all had that moment where our friend gets the ray gun out of the box first, and we're so angry, and then they down, right? And this is where you get a bit awful. You let them bleed out. They're begging for you to revive them. Please, please revive me. I've got the ray gun. And you just stand there over their downed body, watching them bleed out. And the first hit you get of the mystery box, you get the ray gun. Or like, friendships have been destroyed over this fact. And like, don't even judge me. Like, you've done it too. And it's kind of hilarious because zombies only works if you play as a team, and if you start pulling crap like that, you're all gonna die. It's not just the horror of zombies, it's the horror of watching your friends' trust in you crumble away. And this is the thing, no matter what kind of stuff you put your friends through or what they put you through, zombies was just so addicting. And that just one more round loop had people gripped by the balls, and undoubtedly everyone the next day is going to be chatting in the playground saying, oh, well, you know, I got to round 50. And then there's someone else who's like, yeah, well, I got to round 200. What? And then you're like, no, you're lying. You definitely didn't get to that round. And they're like, yeah, I did. Prove to me that I didn't. And at the end of the day, we all know that one friend who said that they got to round 200 on Nukta and Toten in around 2008 to 2010 was absolutely lying out of their ass. Just saying. And at the end of the day, you can't win at zombies. It's more of an endurance test. It's a horde mode based on your survival skills and how many bullets you've got in the clip. And to be honest, every single session of zombies is all about surviving until you lose concentration. Now, back in the day, everyone used to use high round strategies to, get to the highest round. And that would be camping in a corner, or camping in a different corner, or using a trap, or using another trap. And to be honest, sometimes those high rounds weren't even that impressive because they were just so brain-numbingly boring. And to be honest, I think camping in a corner really sucked out the horror element of it because you weren't being chased relentlessly by the undead. You were just waiting for them to kind of come to you. And that's why most people picked up the training strategy, because you'd be training zombies literally. You would teach them to play fetch with a monkey bomb, or you take them on a brisk walk around the map. Training is one of the few mechanics that hasn't actually changed from game to game. And that's because there's a thrilling aspect to training, whether you're dodging through tight corridors or trying to get around a massive horde of zombies. It's really risk versus reward on how skilled you are with training. Training will be a zombies player's greatest skill, but it can also be their worst downfall. If you get too cocky, or if you get distracted for just a split second, that horde will attack you, down you, and you'll lose all of your perks. And it's a lesson that you learn multiple times, and you have to keep learning it forever and ever, because you will instantly always go to that loop of, I feel fine training, cocky, lose attention, down, back again. It's just a never-ending cycle. Over the years, the mode has shifted. From World at War to Black Ops 2, tonally, the games are different. We went from horror to spectacle, World War II, to ethereal beings and multiverse timelines. And honestly, I have like all of the timelines stuck in my brain, and I don't feel like I have enough storage for much else at all, and so I'm just trying to figure out a way to kind of get rid of it all, because it's just getting like so overwhelming at this point. Did you know the Pack-a-Punch ray gun is named after a dev? I know why the zombie's eyes are blue. I know what Richtofen does to create a better tomorrow. And I mean, even if people saw the ending of Tag der Toten, for example, and there are two different versions of each of the character, that would be so confusing. But then again, like them doing the Easter egg to get to that point would be confusing for them because that Easter egg is so confusing. The series has leaned away from its horror roots, and if anything, I'd say Black Ops 1 was probably the last kind of body horror until World War II, which really leaned into the experimentation and the gory zombies. And World War II was amazing in this aspect because it was the type of horror that we hadn't seen in years. And this is primarily down to the fact that locations have changed. They're not just kind of German facilities anymore. And this is seen in the location changes that we've seen, which have drastically changed over the years, from alternate histories, ethereal planes, space, a Spaceland theme park, hell. It's insane. It is absolutely insane the amount of locations that they've been to in the series. And yet, despite this tonal shift and the change in scenery, the gameplay, the run and gun feel is still exactly the same. But it's not just the maps that have changed or the storyline that's changed, the gameplay has changed as well. It's got a lot more complex in recent years, from now having to worry about weapon rarity, armor tiers, salvage, score streaks, and so much more. And gobbleguns, I can't forget about gobbleguns. These changes have happened slowly over the years, and you can see that even the developers are getting slightly bored, and so they're wanting to evolve the mode and make it grow with the player base. But this is like the problem. With all of that complexity, the tension of the game is gone, because you're not worried about the massive horde of zombies behind you. Your brain is on, oh, how do I get enough salvage to upgrade my weapons? Oh, have I got enough points to get to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch? Oh, I need this score streak to do this specific thing. Oh, have I done my trials? It's become so much, and it takes away from the original vision and focus that the first game had, which is just between you and the zombies, nothing else. And if you put World at War and Black Ops 7 like side by side, you realize the stark difference. One is a horror-based horde mode, and the other is you trying to min-max your way to the highest round. And oh my god, Easter eggs, I forgot about Easter eggs. Easter eggs have become insane. What started off as a couple of easy steps has turned into a massive enigma puzzle that you need to solve. Now, to be clear, I am an Easter egger. I do all the Easter eggs. And the complexity and the amount of time that you have to invest in these Easter eggs can be absolutely overwhelming, especially if you fail at a boss fight, for example, because the boss fights in some maps are absolutely insane. And so if you fail in that boss fight, that's like 2 hours of time gone. You need to do it all over again and hope that you win the next time round. And I've watched hundreds and hundreds of hours of guides and YouTube tutorials on how to build this, how to do this Easter egg, and I cannot thank Mr. Roffle Waffles enough for like all the guides he's put out in the years, and his intro is just like stuck in my brain.
Hi guys, Mr. Roffle Waffles here.
But without him, I wouldn't be able to do any of the Easter eggs, so thank you very much. And the fact that there are so many guides for such obscure and minimal things, as well as Easter eggs, just proves the complexity that the Zombies mode now has. And often groups of players have to put their brains together to try and figure out how to do these Easter eggs, and it's kind of become a little bit of a spectacle in recent years, doing race to first Easter egg completion. And I guess it's kind of a testament to how tight-knit the Zombies community has become over the years. Whether you like classic or new Zombies, the fans are so obsessive and absolutely love the game mode. Every single time a new Zombies mode is released, it keeps pulling people back. They throw ideas at a wall and hope one will stick. Personally, for me, at this point, I'm just so invested in the lore and keeping updated with maps and every Easter eggs. It's just borderline impossible for me to break free from it at this point. And that's okay. Because I still get the same thrill from playing Doris or playing Shadows of Evil, and that dopamine hit is just so worth it every single time. Easter eggs are an endurance test and will test your patience, but that a completion will make your hands shake with intensity. And that just one more round loop is still as true today as it was in 2008. Because there is no finish line, well, not in the traditional sense anyway. A game of zombies nowadays is about mastery, endurance, and personal achievement. And to be honest, for people, that feeling just hasn't faded. The mode over the years has changed, yes, and the horror elements have dissipated quite a lot. That is true. But to be honest, I don't mind. The variety of maps, scale, and scope is astronomical, the lore is deeper than any game I can think of, and the series has got a fan base that all development studios strive for. Whether you're a casual, whether you're a hardcore player, whether you do Easter eggs, whether you don't do Easter eggs, whether you find the mode scary or not scary at all, it doesn't matter. I will still buy a Call of Duty every year, even though my friends haven't bought one since Black Ops 3, so I have to play alone, just to have the thrill of zombies. Because that feeling, that rush, that loop, that high round, that Easter egg completion is absolutely gorgeous. And even though zombies has changed over the years, I wouldn't want it any other way. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, then pack a punch that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.